Welcome back to the Broad Street Benchwarmers podcast. My name is Adam Dan, and Michael Cormelos and Ethan Lividitis here with me for I think the first time in a year. Just here to give some general predictions across the entire NFL for these teams and dig into what we like, what we don't like, and we're gonna cover it all. So, yeah, everybody excited?
Oh yeah. It's my favorite time of year.
Oh, yeah. It really is. Just breathe all the content.
Yeah, this is probably going to be a two-part, but we have a lot to say.
Yeah. Well,
I've had a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna let out all I've had to say for the past year, and
exactly.
You're gonna give us your Super Bowl predictions, your college football playoff predictions.
Yeah, why not? NBA playoff predictions? All right.
Where should we start?
We start with a division that nobody cares about.
The AFC East?
Yeah.
Oh, are we not starting in the AFC East? I care about the AFC East.
Well, AFC East
I care about all the
fine.
divisions.
I didn't want it to be AFC South or NFC East because I'd rather push those.
Yeah, that would be bad.
West. AFC ass. AFC only one team's going to make the playoffs.
This is not true.
Yeah, it is. For me, it is.
Okay, I mean, I think that the Raiders are going to be quite bad.
It's a.
But that's like the most I can say negatively about the division. Like, you can go ahead, and then we can go from there.
I have the Chiefs going 15-2 and winning the division. I have Chargers going 10-7, Broncos going 5-12, and I have a very specific reason for that. And I have the Raiders going 4-13.
Okay. We're gonna get to that. Okay. Chiefs 13-4, shocker of the century. I think I had the Chargers going 10-7, but they lost the tiebreaker between Miami and Pittsburgh, who both went 10-7. I had the Broncos 8-9, and I had the Raiders at 5-12.
Not bad.
Yeah, buddy. Let's ride.
Yeah.
Kansas City 12-5, Chargers 10-7, Broncos 6-11, Raiders 4-13. That's what I've got.
Yeah, we can start with Vegas because we all are very down on them. I had them.
It makes sense.
I had them winning like 4. And my guess is they'll win. Like realistically, most teams win more than we predict.
Or less.
I'm trying to think. Like, last year, I was probably like the Commanders are winning 4 games. They won double that, and the Giants. We thought the Giants were going to be terrible, and they.
Let me give you a stat though. Let me give you something. 4 of the past 5 years, 4 or more teams have won 4 games or less. And if we look at this entire, all 32 teams, do we really think that there are 28 plus teams that are, or I guess I should say the opposite. How many teams are worse than the Raiders?
The Cardinals
2.
And Titans, probably, arguably the Colts.
I have if we're just talking about pure record-wise, I have the Cardinals and the Bucks.
No.
I think the Cardinals, the Rams are worse, and I think because of the division they're in, I think it's probably worse, but the division they're in.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
I'm giving them 5 wins. I'm not like giving them praise, but it's rough. I went into this assuming that Dalvin Cook's not playing. If by the time this releases he's miraculously come around to play for the Raiders, that would help a lot. But in the meantime, Jimmy G is about as average of a quarterback as you can get, and you are throwing him into a Josh McDaniels system. Whoa, so cool! But it didn't go amazing last year, and I think he was much better with Kyle Shanahan. And I like Devontae Adams. I like Connor Renfro. I think they have Zay Jones now. They lost Darren Waller. Added Michael Mayer. Love that. Offensive line is you got Colton Miller.
Defense.
That's about it. The defense is like
It's bad.
like
It's so bad.
we're grasping for straws in the defense. Like Max Crosby is a Pro Bowl caliber edge.
He's a Pro Bowl edge.
Tyree Wilson has a lot of potential on the other side of the edge. I assume that Chandler Jones is gonna go down to like a rotational role because he's old as dirt. Secondary is
They didn't need that pick. I mean,
linebacking core is pretty bad. Defensive line in totality, I think, including the interior, is pretty bad. So that's
I
5.
agree.
That equates to 5 wins, and they need a Drake May or a Caleb Williams so bad. And I think they put themselves in a position to do that because like they weren't like, we're competing with Jimmy Garoppolo over the next 5. Like,
why do you pay him $60 million?
Because it's the market nowadays. Was it like a 2-year deal? Yeah, for like a average starter, that's what you're gonna get. Like, it'll blow over at some point because it's definitely not gonna work out. I have winning 5 games. But
you're pinning yourself in that window. It just like stay bad. Be bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll be bad anyway. So
they're going to ironically be terrible.
Yeah, they'll stumble into like a number 1 pick just because they can.
I mean, they'll have the number 3 pick if it goes how I think it's going to go this season.
And if I didn't mention Josh McDaniels,
like, they legitimately have nobody.
Yeah.
It's
bad.
It's bad.
So
Denver.
Denver, or we can do Denver. Denver, I put 5-12.
I want to hear Ethan out.
Yo, I know what Ethan's gonna say. I totally get it.
Yeah, and I get it. Yeah,
but like I'm just going with what I saw last season.
Hey Broncos. It can't get worse. There's no way. And I don't think Sean Payton's like the savior or anything, but that is miles and miles better than Nathaniel Hackett.
I mean, he's a certified damn good coach.
Yeah,
we saw it forever in New Orleans. So
because of the longevity of his career, like I don't think at this point in his career it's going to be like they're not going to be like, I have him sub 500, but I think him and Russ and Judy and Dulcich and I think I'm probably too high on Javonte Williams than anybody else, to a point where I'm like, I'm giving the offense in its totality more credit than they should, which probably.
Offensive line has talent too, though.
Fine. The defensive line is also like fine. Linebacking core is fun. I think they got Eagles legend Alex Singleton and they got someone this year who's like so good. I forgot.
Draft or
this year in the draft.
Let me look.
It's not Channing Tindall. It is, but it's another linebacker of that.
They got Zach Allen on the defensive line.
Yeah, Zach Allen's good.
Drew Sanders,
dog, and maybe the best corner in the ball right now.
Yeah.
Maybe?
No.
Like it's
he's good. He's good.
He's top 3. Sauce is there. Ramsey, I guess, is there. But yeah, like I am just banking on them being like
better than the monstrosity that it was last year.
Slightly above average in both, which equates to 8 wins. which is 3 more than both of you gave him, I think. But
I mean,
I
I'm just going.
yeah, I'm trying to think. Like it's like I just can't imagine them
Will they
losing a
lose?
double-digit amount of games. Like it just doesn't compute.
They
But
lose their DC too. They lose Evans.
Yeah, like I'll keep it at 8 because
Yeah.
7 and 10 just doesn't look right with the coaching and the quarterback and the elite cornerback. Like it just doesn't. Okay, you can explain why I'm wrong.
If anybody's gonna be a train wreck, though, it just
Yes, it is the Broncos.
I don't know. It's the same thing. I'm gonna talk about it with Gino. Like, I just can't. I know it's only a 1-year sample, but I can't just remove a 1-year sample from my brain. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
that's
my
correct.
record.
If we're taking that into account, this team is probably winning 6 or 5 games. But also, it cannot be as much of a disaster as it was last year. There's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, I just literally went straight off of what happened last year. I mean, like, it's another one of those teams that has a ridiculously high ceiling and a ridiculously low floor, similar to the Browns, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
they're the most volatile team in football. I really believe that.
Like your ceiling, like you're making the playoffs. Like you can make the playoffs with this roster. But you would also like be the worst team in football.
Yeah.
Like it's the funniest thing, in my opinion. They could be like 2-15, or they could go 12-5.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's such a weird dynamic.
Yeah, it's like the Jets, but like not fun.
It's the Jets, but like it's desperate. Like the Jets aren't desperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the Chargers and then Kansas City?
Yeah, Chargers. Yeah. I wanted to be higher on I wanted to be like they're gonna win 11 games. They're not. They're gonna win like 10 games.
I can't be burned again, man. I can't be burned
again. Brandon Staley cannot be trusted. There's just I can't.
He can't.
I don't trust it.
But they got better last year. They did get better.
Yeah, like
they got better last year too. They blew a 28 lead.
The offense is quite good. You got Mike Evans, you got Quentin Johnston, you got Keenan Allen, but Keenan Allen has been all over the place as far as injuries go. Like he's consistent, like he's always putting up like 1,000-yard seasons, but over the past couple of years,
so has Mike Williams.
It's same with Mike Williams. Yeah, Quentin Johnston apparently has brick hands, so that's fun. And also next year is hosting a FaceTime call like we are right now to get paid, which he won't be, by the way.
We don't get paid.
No. Yeah, we don't get paid either. But I am super excited for a full season of Rashawn Slater. He was so good as a rookie. I think he could elevate his game even more this year. Defense,
a better offensive line. Corey Linsley.
Yeah, like tight end is weird. They should have been drafting a tight end for like the past 3 years, but they just haven't. Was all the tight ends were there, and they're just like, nah, we're gonna let the Raiders get them, and we're gonna let the Packers get 2 of them. But like the defense is fine. I like Asante Samuel.
Solid.
I like Darwin. I like Joey Bosa.
Their secondary can be fed. They need another corner.
J.C. Jackson.
What did you say? Yeah, J.C. Jackson.
They just don't have a lot of depth, and J.C. Jackson needs to be good.
Yeah, and Eric Kendrick is cool, but it seems like a Khalil Mack sort of deal.
30 anymore, right?
Yeah,
but
as much as I like Khalil Mack to have a renaissance, it's not happening. It's just not. You have Joey Bosa on one side, so you could do a lot worse. So
I'm looking for Kellen Moore.
Yeah, Kellen Moore
That's
could
the
could
difference in
could,
what we
could
want.
be the secret sauce, but
Mhm.
Brandon Staley could also just ruin everything.
That's what it is
As
for
he
me.
usually
Brandon
does.
Staley is literally what it is for me.
Yeah,
I feel like the
I
past
think
3 years, everyone's just said they've gotten better. They've gotten better. This is the year they get over the hump.
I think if they have like a
They just haven't done
generic,
anything.
I think they have if they have like a mystery head coach that nobody like we don't know who he is like at all. His name is like Joe Coach. Then they could win 11 or 12 games like in a heartbeat, but there's not going to because their head coach is defensive minded, and you drafted a quarterback the first year that you had him, and your defense isn't even all that good.
No, I mean, like,
Defense is not
I have this team. This team isn't making the playoffs in my
I
scenario.
think
This team, they're the 8
They're
seed,
not making them.
I
not
have
either.
them at too.
Me
like,
too.
and that's bad for
just-
the amount of money that you
yeah.
invest into this team.
Yeah.
The
And
team that
Herbert
nobody
just
wanted
signed a
in LA.
$365 million extension.
Yeah.
Yo,
I feel like the Jags game has just broken our brains. And
yeah, poor Justin Herbert.
understandably
fair.
so. Because we haven't seen Justin Herbert have good playoff football really yet.
Nope.
And it's like I guess it was going in like year 4, I guess.
Yeah.
But still,
And he is like his,
this is
I think it's the first time he's making the playoffs. Was
Yeah, we kind of we've been kind of spoiled with the way Joe Burrow carried the
like
Bengals. Forever there was a
Trevor
debate.
Lawrence.
People were like, "Oh, maybe Justin Herbert was the best quarterback in this draft." No, he wasn't.
yeah, he never was. But
People thought
Yeah.
that after the first year.
yeah.
Remember,
Yeah, he
We'll
set
get
rookie
towards ACL
records
too,
because
but-
Chase Young
Yeah.
ripped Joe Burrow's leg off. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean Chargers. I wish it could be better, but
we all do.
I
Do better,
I can't do
Chargers.
it. I can't do
Do
it.
better. Do better. Just do better.
Should we move on to
Alright.
the final team of the night?
Kansas City.
I have
They're
them going
just
15 and
like
go ahead.
the end. Like I don't have to. There's nothing to say. Like
Yeah, I mean, like,
They lose weapons. It
yeah,
doesn't
you
matter.
added Rasheed Rice and
It's the
Fields.
story forever.
And you lost Juju. Like
Story till the end
They
of time.
did. I think, like, I don't think it matters. They just won the
Yeah,
Super
it doesn't.
Bowl with it.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter. I mean, I have them going 15 and 2. Nobody can stop them.
I have them going 13 and 4 because 15 and 2 just doesn't make sense in my head. I understand where you're
12 and
coming
5.
from. Like they
Eagles won
could
15 and 2 last year, didn't they?
they could win 15 games, but also I think they're probably gonna split with the Chargers and like let me see what I've been losing to.
It's just a really even league. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah, like there's an amount of parity to a point where Kansas City is losing 4 games, but there's not enough parity to a point where they're gonna win a lot of games and go
I
far.
have them losing Bengals, Chargers, Jets, and Jags.
I have them. I mean, I think I have them splitting with the Chargers. I think out of all teams, I have them losing to Buffalo.
It's fair.
Yeah, I mean, and I think I had a methodology of like all the good teams are losing their week 18 games because they're just gonna rest the starters, which is probably true.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
might mean they get swept by
Chargers
the
are
Chargers.
going to be fighting for a playoff spot. So
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
that's what
Chargers
I've-
be
that's
fighting for their lives and not making it, which is funny. But it's still 13 wins. Like you're fine.
Yeah. That's exactly
Minimum.
You're kind of
You're going to win the conference.
You're the reigning Super Bowl champions for a reason.
They're
I
4
don't
is
think
11
losing.
wins,
I don't
which is
think
just
losing
insane.
Juju. I don't think losing Juju makes you
Yeah,
not the.
It's the highest
favorite.
score in football.
yeah.
It's the
I
highest
mean,
score.
literally, Kadarius Toney, like that could be something.
Yeah, that can somehow be
Richie
something.
James. Richie James.
Yeah.
Rasheed Rice. You know, I'm excited for. You know, I'm excited for
Ross.
Justin Ross has been. I know it's not. I know it's literally. It's.
Yeah, if we'll be healthy by the time the season comes around, which I'd bet my life.
He is.
respectfully. But Pacheco, I feel like people are getting too crazy about.
It's just all these guys are going to get
Yeah.
crazy about because
It feels like Corey Clement
all these
2.0.
guys
I'm
within this
sorry.
offense. Exactly.
Yeah.
All
They
these
think
guys
Jerick
within this offense are
McKinnon
going to
good.
thrive.
Yeah,
They
like
make Jerick McKinnon ridiculously dangerous.
yeah.
How
And
did they do that?
Clyde is just there, and he's like,
He's not going to play.
What a waste of a
he's
pick.
a fine running back. Like you're good having him as a rotation.
He's fine in the rotation.
Yeah, fine as rotation. Like, yeah, he's not good when you give him the keys like as in your window. But having him as just like as one of many moving parts in a running game, I think is fine.
Yeah, I like that rookie they have from Tulsa, the Derek Prince.
Yeah.
AJ Spears is awesome. His knees are made of like nothing.
But Tyson Spears also, I think.
Is that it? Have we wrapped up our predictions?
I think so. I think that's the AFC, man.
People will be back soon with defense. I mean, not defense. Jesus Christ, the NFC.
We will. Fire Daryl Morey.
Fire Daryl Morey.